So I've taken a chance to listen to Curtis's side of the story on the beef that happened a couple of weeks ago. And I'd asked him if I could make a video on touching on topics that I wanted to address, my side of the story, and to apologize to a couple of people and the channel. Now, I wrote everything that I wanted to say on a couple of sheets of paper here so that none of my words are misconstrued. I'm going to read it directly from the paper. All of these are my words. Everything here is my thought. I spent a lot of time writing this up right before this to make sure everything was good. I had what I wanted to say down. So, that being said, what's good, y'all? It's Wanye on Epic CW. Today I'm bringing you a different video of sorts. I'm sure you've all stayed up with the channel beef that's been going on between me, the host, Curtis, and the co-host, the new co-host, Jonathan. I want to address a few things and say my piece as they had their opportunity to do so through the Beef Race playlist, which you guys should definitely go and check out. I want to start by saying that I'm not the one that made the channel a success. From early on, it's been a team contribution featuring many different people with Curtis running the show. There is no excuse for saying what I had said. Not only was I wrong about everything that I said that night, but it was just flat out incorrect. But the specific remark of me making the channel a success, I wanted to separately acknowledge and apologize above everything else. It's not representative of my views now or any time during the evolution of the channel. I also want to dispel the rumor of myself being in an abusive relationship. That is far from the truth. I can see where the thinking went into that conclusion, as well as my past. I haven't had too many good relationships, but not this one. I'm in a very, very committed, happy, healthy relationship, and I've never, ever been treated as good as I do from my fiance, as I have from any other person. So I stepped down on my own volition, and the reason I didn't have time to be fully committed to YouTube was because the schedules of recording and spending time with my fiance just conflicted at the time. And it's not on Curtis. He wanted a specific, strict schedule. We work both different times. It was, we took days off that coincided with each other so that we could do video recording to begin with. So we had days set out. And I felt like I wouldn't be able to uphold the same frequency of videos that I was putting out after I'd made those changes in my life where my fiance moved in. So that's why I decided to step down, because I just felt like I couldn't fulfill my promise to Curtis that I made at the beginning of, making consistent videos every single week. I can do that. I just don't know if I'm going to have the time every single week to keep doing that every single week, 100%. So it's not that I didn't have the time, period, because I'm clearly still making videos. You all saw the Gorgon video. Well, I don't know if you saw that yet, but I have another video coming out as well. It wasn't that I don't have time for the videos at all. I do. It's just scattered all over the place, and it's more when I have the time to do the videos, and I don't have the time to do a 3-hour video at the end of the night when I'm trying to, get home, relax a little bit, spend some time with my fiance. Like every single time the race play. I mean, I'm sure we could figure out a time to do that. I'm not sure if that ship has sailed. I mean, obviously Jonathan's doing race playlists with Curtis now. But that's the reason I had made the decision. The choice, a project that I've been working on for, hold on one second. I wouldn't let my fiance make a decision, or anybody that I'm with make a decision or influence and the choice of continuing with YouTube, a project that I've been working on for a decade before she came into my life. It would be wrong and unfortunate if she had asked me or put me in that position to choose between two things that I care about, the channel or her. It would just be wrong. But that wasn't the case. That didn't happen. While I'm not a huge part of the channel anymore, I still aim to support as best as I can, making my own videos or featuring every so often, if that option is still available to me. Last thing I wanted to do was make apologies to my partners on YouTube and the fans of the channel, yourselves. Jonathan, I apologize for how I talked to you that day, how I came off. You didn't want the help. I kept pushing that instead of taking the hint and fucking off. I never got a chance to meet you formally, just hear about you from Curtis and watch a few series that you were involved in since October of last year, when you started being featured on the channel doing the co-op golf series, the PGA Tour. I feel like that was a bad first impression, and I'm not trying to beef with the new co-host of Epic CW. You genuinely seem pretty cool. Everything that I said was not... I wasn't in my right mind that day. Oops. That being said, Jonathan, the race challenge still holds up. I'm still interested in racing 1v1. If you are, you claim to be better than I was in GTA racing. Regardless of statistics, we've always settled beefs with racing, so let's settle the question of who's better. My second apology goes out to you, the viewers. While it's probably entertaining to see the beef exchanged, it got to a point where it became out of hand and personal, where it was no longer entertaining or constructive, but obnoxious to watch, and honestly to just listen back on. Which Curtis and I have pointed out and agree with entirely. That wasn't beneficial to the channel in the way that I went about it, and it wasn't fair to you viewers. So again, I apologize to you viewers, apologize to Jonathan. Lastly, I have to send my apologies to Curtis. I really apologize, man. I fucked up. I can't stress that enough. Listening back to you, reading what I said in the beef playlist, it just doesn't make sense, what I had said. I know it's hard to believe that I never, ever had that thought to begin with, especially since it was brought up in an argument, but it's true. I never had that thought once in my life. Honestly, it came from you saying before when I joined the channel, you were losing interest in doing videos alone. And when we decided to partner and make videos together under Epic CW, and did the RC content specifically, not just by myself, but together. You know, we've been working on videos in RC together as well. Along with the short content, that was the start of it, and other videos. It revived the channel and we brought more views and reactions. That was said in multiple videos and personally to me on video in the heat of the moment. In the heat of the moment. I lost my train of thought here. Hold on. Because of decisions that were... Hold on. In the heat of the moment, I took what you said and exacerbated it way out of proportion by saying that. And truly, it was... I did not mean what I said at all. I don't ever think that way, period. It truly is egotistical, like you said in the video. And I'm not that kind of person. You know I'm not that kind of person. I know I'm not that kind of person. That day definitely was egotistical, but that's not me. That being said, it was a clown move and not what I truly believe. I wanted to address straight up that you have appreciated the work that I've put in on the channel, and you've let me know that multiple times. And you haven't strayed away from your responsibilities as a best friend, separate from YouTube. I felt after everything happened, we needed some time for things to cool off. And now I'm referring to my exit from the channel. So I hadn't been active responding back, afraid of a fight arising during heightened tensions in our friendship. And maybe that wasn't the best move. because I recognize that I seem absent in our friendship after leaving the channel, and it gave you the perception that I switched up on you. I'd love to continue the friendship we had, but I don't think it's something that I have to choose between the both of you. Both of you play important roles in my life, and I want it to stay that way. I don't like to choose between two people I care about, especially when the beef had nothing to do with you two. I'd hate for the only reason we can't be friends is because I got engaged, but that's for you to decide at the end of the day. Because I can't give up my relationship that I'm finally happy in after I settled down and engaged. That's just an impossible decision to put me in. And I refuse to make that choice. I'd like to think that that was an ultimatum if I indeed was in an abusive relationship and gave up on the channel because of the decisions I made out of my control, but that was not the case. To be clear, this is a response directly to what the situation was addressed in the Beef Race playlist a few playlists ago, and we have addressed these topics separately since then, but I refuse to choose between two people that I care about. I don't usually make videos like this or apologize for what I say because I'm very good with what I say, filtering, and thus have a reputation for saying what I mean and how I feel. However, I needed to come out and make a video apologizing for my behavior that night to right the situation, regardless of if I lose a best friend in Curtis and a potential best friend in Jonathan, or a potential friend in Jonathan. It is the right thing to do because I was wrong. My only excuse was I was going through a really rough time that night, just that entire week, and I believe like half the week before then. During that exchange, and that night happened to be the worst of it, and unfortunately Curtis, Jonathan, and the viewers were the ones that took the brunt of it. Not my best moment, not my best moment at all. We all have bad days. That shouldn't be the judge of an entire person's character. Again, it was wrong, and while I hope to make amends here today, I could understand if Epic CW doesn't want to continue with me being featured on the channel. I still wish the best for Epic CW and its members and hope they succeed, as I've been just a part of its success over time, and many more to come. And I would like to see you thrive like I've seen with the channel and the business in the last few months to expand the brand itself. And I have some final comments here. I guess the final comments that I have to make on the situation is I personally find it kind of whack to end a 20-year relationship for the same hypocritical reason that you were mad at me in the first place, which you had made the whole point of being mad over not an accusation but a belief that my fiance was the one making my decisions for me and making me quit the channel with no evidence besides you talked to people that weren't me on the situation, and asking other people what they think about it. Thinking I was put in a situation where I had to choose between the channel / friendship and her, and then you make a statement in the Beef playlist that I have to choose between our friendship or her doing exactly what you thought she was doing. You see it as me choosing her over you when I've never made that decision, or was it ever an issue or brought up? I would never choose between two people that I care about. I'd rather continue to have a best friend / best man and a wedding to my fiance rather than either no wedding with no best man but a best friend, or no best friend and a best man but without a wedding, or but with a wedding. So that was all I had to say today. That was my apology. This is my apology video. I'd like to definitely talk with Curtis privately after this. If he has any responses or, anything to this, I'm sure he'll make a video possibly. I feel like the beef's over, so it's not really worth continuing. But, we'll talk separately and see how we work things out if that's going to be the case. Again, I would love to continue to be friends, and I would find that ending a 20-year relationship over something like a really terrible point in my life when I wasn't acting in my right mind. That's the end of it, and I hope that's not the case, but it's up to you, man. Again, I apologize to Curtis, to Jonathan, to the viewers especially. It was messed up, and yeah, so peace out, y'all.